Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Welcome as we start today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well and cool in your little slice of South Louisiana heaven. Since the last opportunity we had to spend a little time with you and yours at the end of last week. We start today's show with disturbing Louisiana news. And once again, unfortunately, it centers around crime. Recently released statistics from Datalytics, compiled using the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program, shows at this point in 2022, New Orleans, Louisiana is on track to be per capita, the deadliest city in America for homicides. According to Datalytics, 72 homicides occur per 100,000 residents. To put that in perspective for you, at this point in time, New Orleans is number one at 72 per 100,000 residents. The next three cities are Birmingham at 59, Baltimore and St. Louis, each with 58 homicides per 100,000 residents. I will leave to you to decide what the primary driver of the increase is. Obviously, COVID, the lockdowns, kids out of school, virtual learning, the whole nine. Mental health, influx of fentanyl and other illegal drugs. I'm sure all of this factors in some form or fashion to this ungodly increase. And if by chance you are one of those that's of the opinion, Clarence, I feel their pain, but I don't live in New Orleans. Doesn't affect me. Well, maybe not as far as actual homicides are concerned, but realistically speaking, I think we can all agree, and this is whether you are black, white, Asian, Latino, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever. I think we can all agree The city of New Orleans and its tourism industry is the largest economic driver, tourism-wise, in our state. It's no secret. People come from all over the planet to visit New Orleans. They know about the food, the music, the architecture, the history, the people, the art, the culture, everything involved. And can you imagine when word gets out that, yeah, it's a wonderful city to visit, but you better be careful because you might not come back because of rampant violence? That impact will be felt in the entire state. There will be less people coming to New Orleans to visit, and while here saying, you know, I've always seen on TV people on those airboats out taking swamp tours, feeding gators and all that kind of stuff. Let's go take a swamp tour. There's that many fewer people doing that. There will be that many fewer people that will say, you know what, we're here in New Orleans. Every Saturday we're watching college football. Wonder what it would be like to tour Tiger Stadium. Why don't we drive that hour to Baton Rouge and go visit Tiger Stadium and, you know, whatever other attractions we may find while there. That many fewer people will come to spend dollars. There will be that many fewer people because they are concerned about their health and their safety that will make a visit to one of the many antebellum plantation homes around Louisiana. You start to see the potential ripple effect that we're talking about here. And at the end of the day, our Office of Recreation, Culture, and Tourism, under the auspices of our illustrious Lieutenant Governor, they've done a yeoman's job in advocating for our state and advertising our state for people to come and, quote, pass a good time. We are literally, and it just occurred to me as it was about to come up and come out, this may be a bad analogy, but accept it in the spirit that it's given. We are shooting ourselves in the foot here. No one wants to go anywhere where the first thing you have to consider before walking outside is my life in jeopardy? The folks in the party with me, am I going to have to worry about whether or not they make it back to the hotel alive? That is not something that people want to have to entertain when they go to visit any place. Now, it's no secret to many people that those we have elected to serve us are out of touch with reality. And Mayor LaToya Cantrell is not immune from that criticism. As a matter of fact, recently, when the question was posed to her, quote, "We're on pace. If we keep this pace, we'll have the most murders since the 1990s. Her response, quote, "That's not true. That's not true at all. This is something the police, my superintendent, spoke on yesterday. You can look at the pace now. The pace now is not the full year. I think that looking at the data from month to month, week to week, you can see areas and signs of true progress based on the key arrests that police officers have made. Relative to our trend, no way. No way." I will be the first to acknowledge that Mayor Cantrell is privy to information that the overwhelming majority of us are not. Maybe there are some trends that are very promising and very encouraging. But the fact of the matter is, where we stand right now, we're number one. 72 homicides per 100,000 residents is not acceptable. And if your parents were worth their weight in anything, salt, moon dust, water, whatever, they told you at some point in life, the first step to fixing a problem is acknowledging that there is one. Now, listen, y'all, I get it. I understand full well. There's not a single politician that likes to use the word crisis, unless, of course, there is some political hay to be made. I get that. But at the same time, Americans, and Louisianians in particular, are very realistic people. We see things, we know what we see, and we understand what we see. And the fact of the matter is, we will respond accordingly. When you are number one at this point in the year, well above the next three, it certainly would not hurt to acknowledge we've got a major crisis on our hands. We've got a major problem here. And as most good leaders will do, I need your help. We need collectively the help of every single citizen, parents, law enforcement, the judiciary, children, teachers, faith-based community, all across the board. But the longer we continue to act as though, well, it's not really that bad, the worse the problem is going to get. The city of New Orleans deserves better. The people who live there deserve better. The people who hopefully will visit sometime soon deserve better. And God knows the rest of the state deserves better. I guess the only question that remains is, when will we demand it? First break of today's show. When we come back, it is Tuesday and the second segment. You know what that means, right? Yep. Time for another edition of Now That's Just Stupid. That's next when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Mandafine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Mandafine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Mandafine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-50. Confident on- and off-road performance and intelligently designed utility inside and out.
The all-new Mazda CX-50 has arrived and is on sale right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. It is Tuesday and the second segment, so buckle up. For our regular viewers, you know that in direct response to the ever-growing, ever-rapidly expanding level of stupid in our country, we've instituted a new segment entitled, "Now That's Just Stupid." You'll notice, as the graphic shows you, we're not talking STUPID. That would be your regular, ordinary, run-of-the-mill stupid. What we're talking about here is an entirely different level. Hence, the new spelling, STOOPID, as in, now that's just stupid. We start, surprise, surprise, in New York City. New York City, Marty says, get a rope. With the advent of COVID-19, houses of worship all across the country, and for that matter, all across the world, have taken advantage of the digital age by live streaming their church services. Understanding in many cases, because of lockdowns, parishioners are unable to physically be in the building. Understanding that in many cases, the population is aging and there are many older congregants that are unable to attend in person. Many houses of worship now have made it pretty convenient. You simply log on, go online, and you can enjoy the church service right there. Well, recently, Bishop Lamar Miller Whitehead, the founder of Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries in Brooklyn, was live streaming the church service. In the middle of the church service, you see 3 individuals with masks, as in robber masks, run into the building, up into the pulpit, brandishing guns. They then proceed to rob the bishop and his wife. They got away, wait for it, with $1 million in jewelry. The bishop and his wife are conducting the church service when 3 individuals run in to rob him and his wife of their more than $1 million of jewelry that they're wearing. Now, y'all know where I'm going. You already know this. You know where I'm going to go with this. It's an entire show that could be done with when's the last time this guy, Bishop, preached on the passage in the Bible where God's inspired word says, if anyone would follow me, let him deny himself, sell all your worldly goods and your possessions, take up your cross and follow me. Dude and his wife wearing more than $1 million in jewelry. Now listen, y'all, I get it. A lot of y'all like the whole prosperity gospel thing. I get it. A lot of y'all want stuff that makes you feel good. As long as it make you feel good, well, that's all that matters. But imagine, just imagine, how many people this bishop could have fed with the over $1 million that he spent on jewelry. How many jobs could he have provided in that community to help people with the more than $1 million that he spent on jewelry for he and his wife? Now, I'm going to be the first to tell you, aside from that, something don't smell right about this. And by the way, he offered to put up $50,000 towards a Crime Stoppers reward to catch these folks. But at the end of the day, maybe the parishioners all thought it's costume jewelry. Don't know what they thought. But this is why, y'all, a lot of folk miss out on God's blessings because they don't want nothing to do with them Christian folk. I mean, here I am sitting in here, don't know if I'm going to have dinner tonight. And here's the guy in the pulpit that between he and his wife are wearing over $1 million in jewelry. Something's rotten in Denmark, y'all. Just saying. Just saying. And God help you if you let that collection plate pass by and all you hear is a clink instead of a crinkle. Y'all will get that later. Just saying. Just saying. Meanwhile, we touched on this last week. Hypocrisy knows no bounds. Talking about our nation's capital and the largest city in America, New York City, speaking of. Have you seen how the mayors now, Mayor Adams, New York, Mayor Bowser, D.C., are now whining, moaning, complaining about the drain on resources in their city's budgets because of all the illegal immigrants that have been shipped there. Oh, and these are two cities, by the way, that up until recently made no bones about the fact that they are proud to be a sanctuary city. We value all of our immigrants. Okay, well, put your money where your mouth is. Now that they are forced to do that, what do you hear? Well, the federal government needs to do something about this. Maybe now, just maybe, you understand what Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, any number of other states and cities have been dealing with. You thought, well, we're way up here, we're way over there, it's not going to affect us. Smartest move ever was when Texas decided, okay, federal government, you're not going to do your job. Guess what? We're going to load them up and we're going to ship them out of here. We're going to send them to other cities. Now, all of a sudden, mayor from D.C., mayor from New York, oh, they're singing the blues now. Funny how that works, isn't it? Sanctuary cities. And what's galling to many people is how they complain that, well, the tax-paying citizens here are footing the bill. They shouldn't have to do that, and they ought not have to do that. So what do you think the folks in Arizona and Texas have been doing forever? Just a question. Just a question. But all of a sudden now that it's your backyard where it's happening, oh, now you're all concerned. Good luck with that. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, and if you're expecting Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to come riding in with this magic cure for the root causes of all this illegal immigration, then you, my friend, are just stupid. Bottom of the hour break. More Louisiana news. More bad news, unfortunately, regarding our juveniles and crime. But maybe, just maybe, there's a little glimmer of hope. We'll talk about that when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Fruge Jr., and I am a general dentist at Fruge Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Caught spiders. Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. If you have been keeping abreast of the unfortunate trends in crime, not just in our country, but here in Louisiana, you know that juvenile crime is a particular concern. When you have 13, 14, 15-year-olds engaged in crime, particularly violent crime, the odds are stacked against that person as far as them being a productive member of society for the rest of their lives. And the odds also increase dramatically that law-abiding citizens will become victims at the hands of these individuals. We've watched in recent memory the ages of violent offenders get lower and lower and lower and lower. For example, this weekend, actually Monday, the West Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office informing us that a 15-year-old had been shot at a local motel. After an investigation, it was determined that this 15-year-old boy had convinced his 14-year-old girlfriend to pose as a prostitute. And they then would lure an individual to the hotel expecting prostitution, and then will rob the guy. So sure enough, a would-be victim shows up at the hotel, ends up in the hotel room. They attempt to rob him. A fight breaks out in the room, and the 14-year-old girl ends up accidentally shooting the 15-year-old boy. He was taken to a hospital, is expected to survive, and both of them are now facing armed robbery charges. By the way, and you knew this was coming, 3 weapons were found for these 2 teenagers, one of which was reported class, everybody all said, stolen, and everybody's right. By the way, the man that was targeted in the robbery issued a summons for soliciting prostitution. The teenager shot will be given an ankle monitor. The girl will be taken and housed in the state of Mississippi. Speaking, you couldn't write a better segue. Speaking of ankle monitoring, we found out over the last couple days that a 19-year-old has been arrested for shooting another teenager. In and of itself, not all that shocking. I mean, read the news every day, y'all. They do it regular as clockwork. 17-year-old shoots a 16-year-old. 19-year-old shoots an 18-year-old. 14-year-old shoots a 13-year-old. You see it all the time. What was particularly alarming in this case is that the 19-year-old that was arrested for shooting another teenager, you can't make this up, y'all, was wearing an ankle monitor at the time of the shooting. So let me get this straight. You were involved in a crime serious enough to where we had, the court, had to know where you were all the time. Put this ankle monitor on. We're going to track your movements. Make sure you keep your butt out of trouble because we'll know about it. This miscreant, and I'm being very kind, this miscreant cared so little about the safety of the public, the safety of innocent bystanders, and their own lives, that while wearing an ankle monitor, you tried to murder somebody. It was announced this week that $25 million has now been appropriated to upgrade the juvenile detention center in Monroe in an effort to get high-risk juveniles off our streets. The problem for a lot of people, and don't get us wrong, a lot of people say, well, that's a step. That's a start. Got to have some place to house these kids because they are showing us in no uncertain terms they don't care. They don't care about your life. They don't care about my life. Heck, they don't care about their own lives. So we've got to have some place to house them. Well, the Swanson Juvenile Center, where this $25 million improvement is slated to be made, has a history of violence and inmates escaping. Now, I, like most people, want to give those we've elected to serve us. We want to give them the benefit of the doubt that they care enough to do the right thing. Despite what we've seen in recent memory, we still hold out hope. In the grand scheme of things, as far as the state budget is concerned, $25 million is not a lot of money. In the grand scheme of things, we need a facility big enough to house this problem until we get a grip on it. I will be the first to admit, all I know specifically about the Swanson Center is probably the same as what you know. You've heard over the years about the history of problems there. Hopefully, now that Governor John Bell Edwards is involved, hopefully, now that legislators, hopefully, understand the magnitude and scope of the problem, hopefully, they will put measures in place so that we can all feel better about this. The only thing conceivably worse than having to entertain the problem we have with juveniles committing crime in our state is spending $25 million to fix the problem, and it continues. Again, I understand, Clarence, I don't know what you expect out of government for $25 million. Just look at their history. Look at what's happened there before. I get all that. But I'm an old dude. I still got hope. Just saying. Just saying, y'all. We're going to keep an eye on it and see how all of this turns out. At some point, y'all, and make no mistake about this, our young people are watching. Make no mistake. They know if I go out and do this, the chances of me going to jail for any amount of time, probably about that much. They know this. And it is simply a part of human nature. Individuals will attempt to get away with whatever we allow them to get away with. It's real simple. It's not that hard to figure out, y'all. You knew as a kid when your parents put their foot down, okay, time to walk straight and narrow. Okay, can't do this anymore, because if I do, there will be consequences and repercussions. Remove that from the equation, and you will end up finding yourselves where we find ourselves. We ship inmates, juveniles, to other states because we don't have the space to house them, and they kick them out. Say, oh, hell no, y'all can't send these clowns here. They got to go. Come get them. Do you have any idea how embarrassing that is and what that says about us and our state's leadership? Sadly, many of you don't have a clue. I guess there is something to be said about being blissfully ignorant. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Mandafine Meats, the flavor says it all.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
He just gave me the finger. Inside joke. Yeah, it was that one. Well, it was one of them. As a member of the media for many years, it has pained me greatly to watch the betrayal of that sacred trust from many in my chosen profession. The repercussions of allowing the media to warp your thinking are incalculable. You can't put a number on that. Recently, a guy that I have absolutely nothing in common with other than the color of our skin acknowledged something that many conservatives, and particularly conservatives of color, tried to share with black people prior to the most recent presidential election. Donald Trump, conservatives, and particularly conservatives of color, sounded the alarm that if the Biden-Harris administration took hold, it was going to be black folk that suffered the most. And, of course, the minute we said it, the demonization began. Everything from calling folks racist to Uncle Toms to turncoats to you name it. Well, Van Jones is a well-known host and contributor on CNN. CNN's New Day. And he was complaining last week about the Biden-Harris administration needs to take much more seriously how their policies have affected black folk. According to Van Jones, inflation and the recent high gas prices, quote, have really walloped the black community. After pointing out how black voters really showed up to vote in recent elections, expecting to make things better for themselves, he argues things have actually, quote, gotten much worse. We tried to tell you. God knows we did. We gave you example after example after example. We gave you all the logic, all the reasoning, all the rationale, everything you needed to make an informed decision. But you know what's really ironic here? These people, mainstream media, social media, Democrats, liberals / progressives, these people conned you. Black folk in this country under Donald J. Trump did the best we have done maybe in our lifetimes. More black folks had a job under Donald J. Trump than any other president in history. Our HBCUs, for the first time ever, received their funding 10 years in advance with an increase built in every freaking year. Under Donald J. Trump, he negotiated and signed into law the First Step Act. That bill reversed the damningly deadly incarceration of Joe Biden's Lock the SOBs Up bill. The one bill that locked up more black people than any piece of legislation since Jim Crow. Donald J. Trump reversed that, setting free thousands of non-violent black offenders. And y'all ran out and voted against him. Now, as an American, you got that right. That is your vote. That is your sacred obligation. And you can vote for whoever the hell you want to vote for. I just ask, how'd that work out for you? How is that working out for you? Been to the gas pump lately? Been to the grocery store lately? Looked at crime in your neighborhood lately? How is all that working out for you? You had the guy in charge that was doing right by black folk. Not just black folk. Y'all know me. I'm an American. Don't come to me with this black crap. I'm an American. The man was doing right by this country. Tell me one damn thing that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have done right with by the American people. I'll wait. Still thinking, huh? I'll wait. I only want one. Just tell me one thing. You see how they play you? They told you, oh, he's a racist. He's racist this, racist that, racist the other. If he's a racist, he's a mighty poor excuseful one. All he did to help black folk, he's secured after finding out, wait a minute, what you mean you got to come here to D.C. every year to beg for funding for HBCUs? You know how important higher education is in the black community? This is crap. Y'all not going to have to do this again. I'm going to fix this. And he did. And you voted against him. And Joe took it away, by the way. On top of that, more black folks had a job than at any time in history. How many of y'all need a job now? And you voted against him. Thousands of unjustly long sentences handed out to non-violent black offenders. Donald Trump negotiated the bill and signed it into law to give these men a second chance. And you voted against him. Now, you got to ask yourself, at some point, why did they lie to me to get me to do this? Listen, y'all, I know it's painful. There is nothing worse. And in case you hadn't figured it out, this is why your parents were so hurt when you lied to them. This is why your parents were so angry when they caught you in the middle of an obvious lie. Well, this one is as obvious as the day is long, my friends. This one is as obvious as they get. I just hope, with every fiber of my being, that you won't be so freaking gullible the next time. And rest assured, if you don't think they laid it on thick last time, just wait for the next one. My time's up, y'all, and I gotta go. But this day, probably more so than any other in history, you know what? I give it to you. You're right. America, we ain't perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. You know the good Lord loves you, and you know I do too. Best news you gonna get. Ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you soon. God bless.